So 0.200 is the server. So next we're going to do a host. We're going to look at the SRV record for Kerberos. I think Kerberos is a dog from ancient Greece with 3 heads. Kind of a cool name. Sorry, I guess Kerberos is UDP? That's weird. Oh, SRV, sorry. Perfect. Again, we get a result back. So we're also going to look for an A record, and I kind of already know that this one's going to work. dc1.shaver.net. Perfect. Alright, so we now have DNS working. That's really great, actually. I'm really happy about that. So the next thing, let's see if there's a Kerberos file already existing. So Samba generated one for us in, what was it, user local? I thought it was var, maybe. Var lib, obviously, because it's totally a library. And there's usually a KRB5 file with a whole bunch of shite in it. So let's move that to /sc/krb5.orig. And then what we're going to do is we're going to link the lib, right? That's what I decided it was. Samba private. We're going to link that Kerberos file so that if Samba ever updates that file, it'll be updated in the place where Kerberos is looking for it. And one of these days, I've been spending too much time in CentOS. I can never decide how I want to do that. Okay. So now we're going to test Kerberos. So let's we're going to log in as the domain administrator at Wow, totally worked. It's amazing. So you do have to use uppercase letters for your realm. Kerberos is picky like that, so if we do a klist, we see we've been granted a Kerberos ticket granting ticket. It's basically just a token that allows us to authenticate. we see when it expires, when it's going to be renewed, I guess. Cool. Alright, so let's see, what else do we want to try? Let's try to log in SMB client dash L localhost. Guess we can do dc1.shaver.net. Cool. So we're seeing the types of shares that are shared off of this folder. Net logon, sysvol, and IPC dollar, which is service, inter-process communication, I don't know what IPC is. That's a good question. All right. We're going to do one more thing. SMB client, localhost, net logon. So this is actually the thing that tests whether we can authenticate against a share. Let's use the actual cool. All right. So at this point, so if we do a net stat, we see we've got Kerberos listening, we've got LDAP-S, which is kind of interesting. Maybe I'll do a video on how to configure LDAP-S on this thing. That'd be beautiful. Get me an OpenSSL thing set up. That'd be awesome. Okay, at this point, I'm gonna bring in a little Windows 8 box that I've got configured over here. And this thing's running a little sluggish. You know, because it's Windows and I'm running a couple of VMs and recording video. So I haven't set my DHCP server up to tell everything on my network to use my Samba machine for DNS because, well, it's a VM and I may shut it off. So if I was going to properly set this up in a production network or even a semi more official network, I would probably configure DHCP to tell everybody to talk to my Samba domain controller. But since I'm just doing this for a demo, I'm just going to tell my client to look for 192.168.0.200, which is my Samba domain controller. The reason that you need to configure DNS so that the client, so this client I'm going to join to the domain, okay? The reason it's important to point out the DNS is that it uses DNS to join into the domain, and if it can't talk to the DNS of the Samba server or the DC, how's it going to do that? So alright, so let's just make sure that DNS is working from our command from our client. Alright, so NS lookup returns DC1 as being 0 to 200. If we do an NS lookup on the actual Google, not the fake one, we see that our Samba server 0.200 returns all of these results. So the NS is not only working to the domain controller, it's also working to the public internet, which is good. So now we're going to actually join this domain, or join the domain I've created. So right now it's just a member of a work group. It's called Test8. Fairly unimaginative, I know. And my domain is nameshaper.net. I only have a domain administrator at this point, so oh my goodness, I totally have to reboot before my domain membership is complete. Alright. Everybody's happy, having fun. Alright, so I'm not going to log in as my local user. I'm actually going to log in as my domain admin. And because Windows is stupid, it assumes that administrator means it's a local user. So I've logged in as a domain administrator of a domain. It's still going to run me through the tutorial of how to use Windows 8. Isn't that nice of Microsoft? Yes, let's start. That is a good idea. Alright, so as you can see, this is just an evaluation box. I could blow it away at any time. I'm not really tied to it, so so